Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Talha's Nerdlogic. Today we're dealing with composite figures. Now a composite figure is a figure which you can cut into shapes which you recognize. So for example, it's a complicated shape, but you see triangles and circles and rectangles and squares in it. So here I've got one, and I'm being asked to find the perimeter, and after that we're going to do the area. Now the perimeter, let's recall, is the space around the shape, and we calculate it by adding up all the lengths. So I'm going to start at a point, let's say this point which I've chosen randomly, and I'm going to go around the clock, come back to it, adding all the sides I encounter. So first I've got this side here. Now the entire length of this side is 10 meters. However, I've got a gap of 4 meters which turns into a circle. To keep things simple, let me add up all of this side minus the circle first. So this bit and this bit. 10 minus 4 will be 6 meters. If you're confused where I got that 6 from, 10 is the entire length of this side, and then the 4 I'm subtracting from the circle, which I'm going to deal with a little later. That's that. Still on this side, the 4 now. If we recall again, one of our formulas is that the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Let me just write that down here. The circumference of a circle is the same as the perimeter of the circle. So in this case, the radius would be half the diameter, which in this case is 4, so 2. So 2 pi multiplied by 2. That is going to be this space here. However, this formula applies to entire circles. Here we have half a circle. So I'm going to divide this entire thing by 2. That's my circumference done. This side complete. Moving on to this side, nothing complicated here, just adding another 6 meters. Going around. This side, of course, is parallel to this 10 here, so it must be 10. No gaps or anything like that. And now I'm here at the triangles. Now, these two lines on the edges indicate that it's an isosceles triangle. This length equals this length. I've got to try to figure out this length, and then add that to my equation here. The trick to this is the hypotenuse. Since this is a straight line, I have a right angle triangle there. And I know they're both isosceles, so they meet right at the middle of 6 meters here. That means this is 3 meters, and so is this one. If I have the adjacent and I have the opposite side, I could find the hypotenuse. Quickly to the side, P theorem equals 3a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 3 squared plus the 3 squared is equal to, this looks like a 3, is equal to that, which I'm going to call x squared. And x I've already calculated on my calculator. I get 4.24 meters. So this side here is 4.24 meters. So is this side 4.24 meters. So now let's recall our equation was right here. We're going to go down here 4.24. I'm going to bring this here. So add another 4.24. And then we're going to add another 4.24 since it's an isosceles triangle. Are we back at the point where we started? Yes, we are. So we equal our equation. Bring up our calculators. 6 plus 2 pi times 2. All that divided by 2. Adding another 6. Adding 10. Adding 4.24. And adding another 4.24. Gives me a total of 36.76 meters. Do not forget your units. And there's the perimeter of our very weird looking shape. It's pretty simple once you break it down to shapes that you recognize. And moving on to the area now. Let me get rid of this. So for the area. Now for area we need to memorize some of our formulas. And there's numerous ways of going about this. We could find the area of this rectangle, the entire thing, and subtract all the gaps that we have here. So I have the width as 6. We know the area of a rectangle is width times height, so 6 times 10 is equal to 60 meters. But I've got this gap here, this triangle, and I've got this circle gap here, which is half a circle. The area of this gap is going to be base times height divided by 2. The base in this case is this one right here, which is equal to this, which is 6. The height of this triangle here is, again, 3 given to you. Divide that by 2, it's equal to 18 divided by 2, which is 9 meters. The other gap I have is this circle. Another formula you need to know, the area of circles is always equal to pi r squared. Pi r squared, the r of course is going to be 2 again, half the diameter, so we get pi times 2 squared, which is equal to pi times 2 squared, 4 pi, which is 12.56. I know we all like decimals more. However, recall this is half a circle, so this area would be for an entire circle that has a radius of 2. So we're going to divide this by 2 so that it applies to half a circle. If I divide that by 2, I'm left with 2 pi or 6.283. Now my total area was 60 meters, and from 60 I need to subtract this gap and this gap. So minus 9 plus 6.283. If I plug this into my calculator, 60 minus 9 plus 6.283, that gives me 44.7 meters squared. And there you have it, your area and perimeter of a complicated shape. Break it down into simpler shapes and use your formulas. See you guys later.